Thank you. Here's your sock.
Thanks a lot. The first thing you do is buy the Christmas tree. But that's the easy part, even at a place like this where you have to saw it down yourself. The next step is buying the Christmas presents, and sometimes that's not so easy, especially if you're trying to find a gift for a computer nut. Well, today we'll take a look at some great Christmas gift ideas for the computer user on your shopping list on this special holiday edition of the Computer Chronicles.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by the Software Publishers Association, which reminds you it's a federal offense to copy software. The SPA provides information on how to stay software legal. Funding is also provided by PC Connection and Mac Connection, and by Byte Magazine and Bix.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stewart Cheifet, and with me this week is Paul Schindler. Paul, it's Christmas time, as I can see by your outfit. Christmas time, parents think about what to get for the children, of course, and one thing you might think about is an encyclopedia. And the old-fashioned version, 26 volumes that take up a whole bookcase, isn't the way you do it in the computer era. What I have up here is the new Compton's Electronic Encyclopedia on CD-ROM. What's great about it is not only in a CD-ROM, but it's meant for a 7-year-old child. So even if you don't know how to use the encyclopedia, just ask it a question. For instance, I put in a question, is St. Nicholas the same as Santa Claus? Because I couldn't find St. Nick in the encyclopedia. Automatically tells me, suggests an article I should look up, which is the article on Santa Claus. I simply click on it, and lo and behold, there is the article on Santa Claus. It says, of course, it's the same thing as St. Nicholas. I can click through the 3 pages of this particular article. When I get to the end, it says, by the way, there's a cross-reference article over here called Christmas, and I can just click on that cross-reference icon, and boom, there's the other article. And if I just page through 1 or 2 pages of this article, I can see there's actually a photo. It shows me an icon that there's a photo that goes with the article. I click on the icon, and it pulls up a color photo that comes with that story. It's a really neat way for a kid to get to learn and play with the encyclopedia. I want to ask you, is a 7-year-old child too young to buy a computer for at Christmas time?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they both started using computers when they were 5. The key is not the hardware, it's really the software. There's a lot of good educational and game software for both the PC and the Macintosh. Personally, I think they don't need their own. If you have one at home already, they can share it. I don't think they need their own till maybe they're 11 or 12 years old. But with the prices the way they are these days, for $750, you can get a fully functional PC. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it.
Okay, Paul, today we're going to look at a lot of neat computer presents, both hardware and software, for children of all ages, as they say. Now, one of the troubles with gadgets that you buy for Christmas is some of them may end up buried in a closet at the end of one week. But the good news is that the best of those end up in the Museum of American Heritage. It's a kind of old-age home for antiquated technology. And we begin with a visit to the museum in Palo Alto, California.
The Museum of American Heritage is a world far removed from that of microprocessors and floppy disks. Operating systems here are still of the manual variety, and memory is not measured in bytes, but in time. This California museum specializes in machines from the Industrial Revolution, machines that, in their own time, were nonetheless considered revolutionary. Among the museum's prized possessions is this knitting machine dating from the late 1800s. Small-scale entrepreneurs could buy it for just $25. The museum's curator says the exhibit shows us what life was like before the advent of electronics and computers.
The intent of it is to show what went on before, as far back as we can go. That is, we know that a computer is today, but what happened in the last 50 or 100 years to lead up to the computer. It didn't just happen. The computer didn't just happen to flash into place.
But not all of the items on display were technological successes. There are some prominent losers, like the Mignon, originally built as an easy-to-use alternative to early typewriters. The operator used a pointer to choose each letter and then pushed a lever to print one letter at a time. But despite the occasional inventive flop, Livermore says that the museum's visitors leave with a better appreciation of today's technology.
But that's what we're trying to do, so that making it so that people don't forget, or can't forget. They can come here and remind themselves of how things were.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Maria Gabriel.
We're happy to have Jan Lewis joining us for this special holiday show. And during this first segment, when we're looking at PC computer products, we have Chris Barr, West Coast editor with PC Magazine. And Chris, maybe you can begin.
Absolutely. I have two software packages here that are timed perfectly for the Christmas buyer. The first is the latest version of TurboTax. This is version 8, and this has a lot of new features. One of them is an automatic tax, an audit flagging feature, and it has a hyper type of help facility that can just pull you right through, and anybody can use it. You never need to go to the post office and stand in line for forms anymore, because they're all in here.
Wow.
And it also has, you can also purchase separately 44 different state versions. This lists for $75, and the state versions are $40. Wow. And this year, new this year also is a Mac version.
Great.
Okay, for $89. Okay, also, right, I have Quicken. And this is the latest version of Quicken. This is 4.0. And Quicken, well, let me just show you.
Okay.
Quicken is known for its check writing ability. You can write checks and you can print them out on your laser printer, your dot matrix, or through a check writing service. But they have a new feature here, which is a way to track your investments. This is similar to managing your money. For instance, right here, we've put in a number of stocks that we're tracking here, IBM, Borland, etc. And if we want to add a new stock, we just go right here. We do shares in, we add it, and let's say we're going to add Microsoft here. So we just add Microsoft, put in what we paid for it. We didn't pay that much. And we put in that we bought 100, and it tracks it for us right here. And then as these things change, you can go up and you can update your prices and keep your portfolio up to date. Go in from time to time and you can get a full viewing of your net worth and of your assets.
And percent gain and loss, I see.
Percent gain and loss, right. And this is brand new. It lists for $59 and is available now.
Okay. Jan, it's your turn. You got lots of boxes in front of you there.
Bunches of goodies here, all different types of things that would make good Christmas presents.
Okay.
Start with is something called Expands, which is just a little half-slot board, and what this does basically is it gets as much as 3 times the amount of storage on your disk. And the way it does it basically is it compresses the files, but it does it on the fly. It's transparent to you. It compresses it when it writes and reads, and you don't even know it. Real nice little package, and it's lists for $199.
Okay.
We also have RAM Pack, which is 2 products that were bestsellers on their own. Pop Drop Plus, which lets you manage RAM resident utilities in expanded memory and things like that. And then Above Disk, which lets you use your disk as expanded memory, saving you the money of going out and getting expanded memory. Nice little package. Together they're listing for $139. Okay. After Dark has been a best-selling screensaver in the Macintosh, and now they have it for the PC. It's wonderful. I think people will love getting it. Something I use quite a bit is Grammatic 4. It's for MS-DOS, it's for Windows, and it really analyzes your writing style, points out various things that maybe could be improved or couldn't.
A good gift for kids too, I think.
I think for anybody who's doing writing, letters, homework, anything just about. Percent Edge lets you do all sorts of amortization, mortgage calculations, would let you take your portfolio that Chris just showed us and see what kind of interest rate you really earned on your appreciation. Also, Computer Industry Almanac, big book, the 1990 version is out, and it has just about everything you'd ever want to know about the computer industry. And last, but definitely not least, is Lotus Magellan.
Okay, and you're going to show us
I'm going to show you that,
Okay.
This is something that, you know, once you use it, you'd never use MS-DOS without it. And basically, the kind of file management capabilities that you have with this are extremely pleasant. Here we have each of the drives. We have 4 drives here. We're going to be looking at the C drive. And what you see on the right-hand side is everything that you would see in a DIR listing. But what you can do is just with the cursor keys, you can go over here and now have access to each one of these individual items. Now, if the directories are going to show you other things.
Can you look at the files?
You can look at the files too. And let's just say you can also find things. Let's say I want to find Jan. So it showed me 2 files. I'm going to go up in this directory and look at this one. I can actually go in here. Normally, to look at all these files, I'd have to have the applications, I'd have to open them. Don't have to do that.
You can do that from Magellan.
Each one of these. And in fact, if some of these things are not even ASCII files, you can still see them.
In their native mode.
Exactly.
Is it hard to use Magellan? I've heard that.
Not at all. Just take a look at this. You can do things like, again, you're just using really function keys and the cursor keys. Let's say that you wanted to only look at, throughout your entire C drive, you only wanted to look at program files, let's say.
It's also been accused of having an extensive setup situation.
It is not. It's not that hard at all.
Yeah, there they are. All your
there it is.
files,
All the COMs and the XEs, and they come from different directories, and they're all there.
Okay, Jan, I need you to give Paul a shot
Alrighty.
here. And while you're handing the keyboard over, what's it cost for Magellan?
Magellan is $139.
Not bad. All right, Paul, you've got a bunch of boxes.
I sure do, starting with, you know, I guess it's trite to pull a pocket computer out of your pocket, but I did it. This is 1995 from Pocket Computer Corporation. Been talking about it for a long time. It's actually available on the market this Christmas, and they have vastly improved the keyboard. I have been quoted accurately in public as saying that this keyboard was not very usable. It is now usable.
So great. It's real and it's better.
It's real, it's better, it's 1995, and it's expensive but interesting. I have a similar product to Jan's. This is called Stacker for $229. It doesn't look like a disk drive, but it can double the capacity of your disk drive by compressing files. That's from Stack Electronics in Carlsbad, California. I like this. This is called the Faxomatic. It's not exactly like the Veg-O-Matic, but it receives faxes and prints them out on your printer so that you don't need a separate fax if all you're doing is receiving. It's kind of hefty, $400 from Tall Tree Systems in Palo Alto, California. But it, by the way, and all the other things I'm showing this year, I picked out with the help of my colleague Richard Dalton, who also helps me do the software reviews on the Computer Chronicles. The HP LaserJet 2P, $800 this Christmas season, and if you buy it before the end of the year, they'll throw in a free paper cartridge that's normally $125 bucks. Absolutely great. Finally, the Microsoft Entertainment Pack for Windows. I heartily recommend it. Everybody needs to play now and then, and in the Windows environment, you can just bring it up, play, and then hide it quickly when the boss comes in, a la the Mac environment. Lots of different things on here, including a cute little screensaver with your choice of on-screen environments. And that's my suggestion. It also has Tetris, it has Solitaire, and it's a great adjunct, and that is, of course, from Microsoft, $40.
All right, we've got a couple of minutes left, and it's my turn. You were talking about faxes, Paul. A couple of years ago, you may remember, Jan, we had when WorldPort came out with the little modem. This is now a fax modem for your laptop. 9600 baud, fax modem 2400 baud, data modem, pretty neat, you can carry it around. I think it costs, what, $6.99, a nice little toy. Now, a lot of us have laptops with modems and cellular phones or car phones, but you can't plug them in. This little black box does it. It's called the data cell. You put your modem in here from your computer, your car phone plug in here, and you can use your cellular phone, your car phone for a fax machine or for a modem. It's really a neat toy. It's only $299. It's really helpful if you're on the run a lot. A couple of software things I want to mention. Play it by ear. If you're trying to sing Christmas carols this year and you find you can't carry a tune, this lets you train your ears so you can recognize a note, recognize a chord. It's a nice little thing for kids in particular. $99, play it by ear. This is a rather interesting program, Bible Illustrator. It's not an illustrator. There are no pictures involved, but it gives you stories to explain principles in the Bible. You look up any concept that has to do with the Bible. For instance, I looked up something like the phrase, God bless you, and it told me what the origin of God bless you was. Back in 750, Gregory the Great thought when you sneezed your soul out, and you needed a prayer. And he said, the prayer shall be, God bless you. Came out of Bible Illustrator. I want to show off this thing, the American Heritage Electronic Dictionary. We saw at the very beginning that encyclopedia on a CD-ROM. Most people think you need a CD-ROM to do this kind of thing. You can have this dictionary online as a TSR just on your hard drive. Let me show you an example of how powerful this particular thing is. You can call it up. What's nice about this dictionary is sometimes you don't know what word you want. So a dictionary is useless, a thesaurus is even useless. Suppose I know there's a name for a sail on a boat that's in that third position, but I can't remember the name of the darn thing. I say, well, find me a word that has something to do with sailing and something to do with a mast, and I think, you know, it's the number 3 thing on there. Is there such a thing in your dictionary? Boom. Wow. The word was mizzenmast. I can double check the meaning. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Super. Last but not least, this little baby over here. Boy. This is the new 386, 20 megahertz, 20 megabyte hard drive, VGA screen, 9x11 notebook computer from AST. It's an absolute desktop in a notebook form, and it's selling for only $29.95. So if you're really looking for that high quality gift, really one of the best looking desktops I've seen around. All right, we're going to be back in just a minute with some gifts for the Macintosh people on your list, so stay with us. We're back now with Paul Schindler and Jan Lewis, and joining us in this segment when we're talking about Macintosh products, Andrew Eisner, Director of Mac User Labs. Now, before we get to you, Andrew, one of my suggested gifts is this Mac 2 SI. It doesn't come with the dinosaur, by the way, but it's 35% less expensive than any Mac 2's ever been before. Of course, comes with color, the 68030, 20 megabyte drive, 40 megabyte drive, in fact, 2 megabytes of RAM. Very nice machine, about $3,700 to get the Mac 2 SI. Now, given I've got that machine, Andrew, show me some things I can do with it.
Well, Stewart, first of all, fun item on top of the screen here is a computer critter. This is the dinosaur. You can also get a rabbit, and they cost about $25 or $30. Now, I've got a couple of CD-ROMs I brought along. First of all, the Microsoft Office has 4 popular Microsoft programs, and it also has the manuals built in on the CD-ROM. I also have a Media Tracks from Farallon, which is a whole multimedia kit on a CD-ROM. It comes with this Mac recorder, which is a microphone, and you can record sounds and put them on tapes, which turn into multimedia products. Now, here we have a fun game that teaches you about history and geography, and it's called Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. It comes with an encyclopedia, and you learn a lot about history and geography by solving problems.
And how much is it?
This one is about $50.
Okay.
Now, to play these CD-ROMs, I brought along a CD-ROM player. This one is from PLI, and it has a jack for audio, and it also has a volume control, and this one will cost you about $600. Now, let's take a look at Cosmic Osmo here, and what you've got is you can click around anywhere on the screen, and you can explore this fun world here, and it plays sounds, and you can go places. And here you click on the screen and it's playing music, and then if you go into the other room, you can go places. And
this is the CD-ROM version.
This is a CD-ROM version of the popular game Cosmic Osmo, and this one costs about $70.
That you get better sound, you get more planets to go to.
That's right. You get higher quality sound and more areas to go to. And last but not least, a great stocking stuffer would be a SIM. This is a 1 megabyte SIM, and they're actually getting very cheap these days. They're costing about, get them anywhere from about $40 to $50. So.
All right, Jan, it's your turn. What have you got?
Well, sort of along the same lines as Cosmic Osmo, we've seen Amanda Story's Inigo, Your Faithful Camel before. Volume 3 is out, and this volume, as well as all the others, are just as good as always. Also have a real nice fractal program called Designer Fractals. This lets you not only make your own fractals, but make Mandel movies, they call it, where you can actually zoom and pan around the Mandelbrot space. It's something that is real fun. This one I don't recall. It's real cheap. It's under $30. I don't recall the price of it. For HyperCard, Wild Things has just a bunch of X commands in there that can let you do all sorts of really, really neat animation. Handoff 2 is a really useful utility. What this does is, first of all, it's a file launcher, sort of like on Q. But what it does in addition to that is it actually lets you launch from the Finder documents that don't have an application. And it lets you set up a variety of those types of things. We talked about After Dark before. Protector Shark. This is another screensaver. But the cute thing on here is that it's a good Christmas gift because it comes with a little shark fin. And that's a sort of a cutie. But my favorite for this year is something called Click Change from DoubleClick.
And you're going to show us that.
I'm going to show you that. And I love this thing. And let me just first point out, you may have noticed on the screen that these windows don't look the same as we're normally used to seeing here. And a number of things. For instance, let me just eject the Cosmic Osmo disk and give you a sample here of the kinds of changes that we have here. Let me just show you what we can do with Click Change. Now, if you notice, instead of the watch, we have the little helicar. And also, instead of the cursor arrow, we have this finger here. How did I get that? Well, the whole idea is that we can customize things to ourselves. If you notice the scroll bars here, I have my own little pattern here. Give you an idea. Let's just say...
there are all the things you can change with this.
Yeah. Windows, I mean, I like these windows. They're sort of small talk looking windows. We also have a variety. We have something called Next, N-E-X-X-E-D, Mona Lisa. Another one that I like a lot is Zippy. Customize your windows. You can customize, let's say, the various cursors. If you notice that I had the Hello Car, I could also have, let's say, an hourglass just for the sake of it. Or Macman. And I can go in here and edit these myself. In fact, I can even create new ones. And in fact, on the Hello Car, I did actually add a couple of frames myself. Real neat things to play around with. We also can control things such as color.
Change the
If you
color.
notice, I have a lot of red in here because it's Christmas, but the truth is, it's a little glary. I sort of like something a little more subtle, perhaps, like that. So this is my favorite one of
All right,
the year.
quick changes. From double click, how much is that?
$79.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to butt in for a minute, Paul, while you get ready. Matter of fact, you've got to get something I want to show
Right.
up there. A couple of quick things. Everybody virtually owns Print Shop, right? Here's a book that only costs about $20. It's the Bible for Print Shop, both for the Mac or for the PC. It doesn't matter. Finally brings together in the back all the clip art on all the different discs that you've bought over the years for Print Shop. Lots of different ideas on how to design nice-looking things with Print Shop. A very nice, inexpensive gift. This is one of my favorites called Lifeguard. We were talking about screensavers. This I would call a body saver, okay? This is a great program. It forces you to stop working every now and then. What you do, you set up Lifeguard and you say after every 45 minutes, I want to take a 10-minute break. Okay, and it forces you can pre-program what you want to do, a little muscle exercise to rest your wrists, your eyes, play a game, walk away, whatever. It forces you to stop working, called Lifeguard. Great little program, about $79 from Visionary Software. These are these wonderful, wonderful children's stories on CD-ROM from Discus. I want to show you one of them right now, Cinderella, and this is really lovely. It's up on the machine. It's a hypercard kind of thing. You can click on a character
Cinderella.
and find out who the character is, etc., etc.
Stepmother.
You can read the book if you like over here, or you can ask the computer to read the book for you, for your child.
His young daughter was such a kind and pretty girl, but her stepmother hated
And now
her.
suppose your child doesn't understand one of those words. You can go back in and double-click on one of the words.
Stepmother. Stepmother.
The wife of one's father by a later
Online talking dictionary. Pretty neat for kids. Real quick, a $3 gift, the December issue of Andrew's Mac User Magazine, because it has 100 things for the Macintosh for under $250. Not too bad. Paul.
I've always believed F. Scott Fitzgerald was right, that there are no second acts in American lives, but Mitch Kapoor is out to prove me and F. Scott Fitzgerald wrong. The founder of Lotus 123 now has Kapoor Technologies, Inc., and on location is the first product from On Technology. It's $75, and it's great packaging, by the way. It's including a little section in here on the fine print that our lawyers made us include. It's a navigation tool. It helps you find the files that you've lost somewhere on your Macintosh. So I think that's terrific. Sky Shadow is $40. It's from Cassidy and Green in Carmel, California, and these are the people who brought us Crystal Quest. Now they have yet another interesting, addictive game, lots of fun sound effects, and I embarrassed myself last year playing Crystal Quest on the Christmas show. My 9-year-old and my 6-year-old said, Daddy, how could you do so badly? So this is the automated demo. But you can fire forward, you can fire from behind, and it's got that same sense of humor, cute sound effects, a lot of action, and it's not just another things dropping out of the sky and you shoot at them sort of game. Clever and fun, and it's one of the best Mac games in this new season.
All right, Paul, thank you. About 30 seconds left. Andrew, what else do you want to add to the mix?
Well, Stuart, don't forget the other two new Macintoshes from Apple. One is the Mac Classic, which has about the power of a Mac SE for about $999, and the Mac LC, which is in between the SI and the Mac Classic, and that's about $2,500.
So if you're at the high end, you can buy a machine. At the low end, you can get any one of these neat little toys here. All right, on behalf of Paul and Jan, Chris, and Andrew, that's our special holiday programming. We'd like to wish you a very happy holiday season. Stay tuned now, though, for this week's Computer News.
In the Random Access file this week, the merger of video and computers moved a giant step closer this week as Chips and Technologies began selling its new low-cost video chip that will allow computer users to view real-time video on a PC screen. The $40 chip is already being used in a new PC video board being sold by New Media Graphics Corporation. The video card will sell for just $695. That's about 1/3 the cost of the competing products which have been on the market until now. The video chip does memory timing, color keying, and frame buffering. The new video board will support NTSC, PAL, and SVHS formats. Intel says it will ship its new supercomputer, the Touchstone Delta, next spring. The Intel supercomputer uses over 500 i860 microprocessors to achieve a theoretical top speed of 30 billion floating point operations per second. The supercomputer will cost over $15 million and will be installed at the California Institute of Technology. RDI of San Diego, California has unveiled a new multi-platform laptop that is Spark compatible and can also run PC-DOS and Macintosh software. The new laptop is called the Bright Light, and RDI says its Mac mode runs almost as fast as a Mac 2X. The Bright Light has sound capability and Ethernet support. It's battery operated and comes standard with 8 megabytes of RAM. The price will be high at around $10,000. Limited shipment begins next month. Atari has unveiled a new low-cost graphics workstation called the TT30. It's a 32-bit computer built around Motorola's advanced 68030 chip. The Atari TT30 comes with color and monochrome graphic modes. It will sell for under $3,000. Taking a look at this week's top software titles for the Macintosh, Mac Connection reports that After Dark from Berkeley Systems is still in the #1 slot. Disk Doubler moved up to second, followed by SAM and Adobe Type Manager. In 5th place this week is Mac Utilities from Peter Norton. Completing the top 10 list are Quicken for the Mac, FileMaker Pro, Microsoft Word, Suitcase 2, and Pyro, both from 5th generation. Apple Computer says it can't keep up with the demand for its new low-cost Macintosh Classic. The new Mac Classic sells for under $1,000 and is faster than a Mac SE. Apple will reportedly boost production of the Classic at its manufacturing plant in Singapore and will bring online new production capacity from its factory in Ireland. Autodesk has announced a new interactive graphics system that will run on 386 and 486 computers. It's called 3D Studio, and it has all the tools needed to do three-dimensional authoring and animation. You do need at least 3 megabytes of RAM and a math coprocessor. 3D Studio will sell for under $3,000. Most competing products are priced at over $10,000 and require a Unix workstation. Bored with the icon on Windows 3.0 already? Well, you can now customize the graphic images in Windows Program Manager screen by using Icon Draw from Winsoft. The program lets you choose any image from its built-in library, or you can draw, color, and create your own icons. Icon Draw runs on any IBM-compatible computer and retails for about $50. It's hard to find a college in this country where you can still major in OS/2 or Windows 3.0. But if you're willing to take a trip, you can sign up for an 18-month course on how to program on those platforms. The course costs only $650 per semester. The catch is it's being offered at the commercial college in Reykjavik, Iceland. The school says 50 students started the program. Only about 25 are going to graduate. That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. I'm Kate McGargy.
The Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by the Software Publishers Association, which reminds you it's a federal offense to copy software. The SBA provides information on how to stay software legal. Funding is also provided by PC Connection and Mac Connection, and by Byte Magazine and Bix. For a transcript of this week's Computer Chronicles, send $4 to PTV Publications, Post Office Box 701, Kent, Ohio 44240. Please indicate program date.